am the maniacal Dr. Watts, and welcome to Duskers. So this is a very interesting game. It's a little bit of a roguelike, but as you'll see once we get into the gameplay, it's a very unique roguelike. So effectively in Duskers, you play as a drone operator. And one thing to note is that this whole game is played with only keyboard. I don't even know. Yeah, mouse doesn't even do anything. And your job is to scavenge derelict ships out in space, and you're trying to scrape by with what little you can get. So there were a few things I was going to actually adjust here in the settings, but I actually did want y'all to see two things in difficulty. Is it this one? No. What's a soft reset? Oh. Oh, I have it enabled. Okay. I didn't realize actually I had it enabled. I should have checked before I started the recording. I wanted to mess around and see how bad that setting actually was. And I wanted to do this. Now, this might seem, if you've never played before, that might seem extreme, but actually, I didn't really have all that much progress. This is a game where you die very, very quickly. Oh, but now it doesn't know that I do not need to launch the simulation. So, as I said, this, and you'll see what I mean when I say that this game is played entirely with the keyboard. That it's not as simple as what you might be thinking. Oh wow, I apologize. Loading BIOS. Salvage vessel cargo class. Version 5.1. Passive control systems. Pass. Navigation. Pass. Engineering. Pass. System diagnostics. Fail. Critical warnings. Fuel low. 6 days. Crew size. 1. So I don't actually know what initializing the emergency distress sequence does. I don't really know if we want to do that. Maybe we do? I don't think so. Accessing log. Note transfer classified as success. Externally modified log detected. Would you like to read it? Yes. Summary of primary objectives. Gather intel logs from derelict spacecraft. Gather resources necessary for survival. Search for survivors. Ugh. If objectives cannot be completed, recommended action, initiate a reset. Into file. Survive, log to drive, save complete. So the thing that I find interesting is that, similar to, I don't actually know if this applies to the game Rogue, but there's a sort of meta progression to this game. So this is where you play most of the game, or not most of the game. Let's see. There's a lot here. Oh. Yeah, okay. So these are our drones. Ooh, and we actually got some really good starts. These starts are totally randomized. I'm just going to adjust some things. Menuing is a bit of a thing in this game. Yes, that's how I want this set up. Okay. And we are going to board this derelict vessel. Unknown initial vessel report. Scanning. Inconclusive. Infestation types detected 0. Okay, so this... I can actually go over some stuff then with this. Hull integrity good. Age 23. Stable. Name Ulysses. Class Government C. Directive Espionage. Ooh. Crew 2 hold personal effects. 94,307 communications found in archive. 94,307 corrupted. Nice. So, okay. So there's this view. So this is the main part of the game. There's this view, and then there's this view. So I can move my little drone around, and if you look in the bottom right, I'm actually typing in the console, so I'm opening up the door. Okay. And then what makes this game interesting, actually, let's see. I tend to button mash a little bit too bit because I forget the easier ways to get out of that menu. Okay, so it looks like there's something to gather up. And there's a generator. So if I put in gather, you're going to see my little drone pick it up. And then if I go navigate, all, R2, and this is how, so you have multiple ways to sort of play. And there's some, okay. Luckily, I also know that we have nothing to worry about. But let's say there, I'm thinking. I don't know. I don't want to waste some resources, so for the moment we're just sort of going to go over the basic stuff. And then what I like to do... Ooh. So there's another drone here. Unfortunately, we can't tow it away. I think actually, yeah, if I go info, it'll actually tell me some stuff about this. So let's see, it's destroyed, so we cannot tow, but we can swap. And it has a lure. That will be helpful later on. Let's see. And I'm gonna kind of visually scan this room. And then I can type D2 to open up this door. Now, fortunately, since there weren't any infestation types, that means the whole ship is safe to explore. Let's see. Yep, it's gonna tell me that I can gather. And you can also gather up fuel, and that's what we're looking for. I'm actually going to go gather all. And then that drone will go about gathering all this stuff. I'm actually going to open up this door too. Usually, so you can die very quickly in this game if you want an idea of how quickly you can die. Most enemies do, I think, 90 points of damage. And I don't know if you noticed, but this guy that we're driving around only has 80, so this guy would get all one hit. Okay, and it's telling us how to exit now because I put him there. So navigate 1 to R4. Oh shoot, I left my air conditioner on. Oh well. And then I'm going to mess up spelling. Yeah, when I'm trying to type quickly. There's also auto tab complete. That's what it's actually telling me. And then if I navigate Alt R1, and this is the game. This is how you play most of the game, but it gets very dangerous, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you sort of have to do. But for the moment, that one was safe, just to get us started. So I'll move quickly on to the more interesting things. We got no fuel. We just got gypped. Now, the way that the fuel system works is sort of interesting. So now on here, we can see that we've already visited here. If I go here, I think I actually want to take this off. I'm going to put it on this guy. So this is close to how I like to have my guys set up. I really like a fourth, so what we're looking for are additional drones. And it looks like So I think, yeah, we have enough propulsion to actually visit this whole system. So we're going to go just one by one. Let's see, we can also go here. Now here's the thing. Everything we have is slowly breaking down. And that sucks. Your drones are slowly breaking down. The ship that you're driving is slowly breaking down. There's actually a system for you to trade out ships. Eventually you might have to do it just because the one that you have is crumbling around you. So the upgrades are what we put on our drones. All of these eventually break down. If you see, it actually tells us that there's a probability of failure. And as you use the different upgrades, that increases, every time you use it, it increases the probability of failure. I think it only checks in between missions, though. So as you can see, some of these like have very minute. I don't know if they actually can't. I've never seen one break at this level. I've seen it break when it's a little bit higher. It might just be very unlikely. So let's see. And as you can see, we can also give some of these upgrades. I'm going to hold off on upgrading any of these. And we can also convert it into scrap, but it's at a terrible rate. We can repair the ship. We also can get ship upgrades. And then we can make essentially the 3 basic ones that you need to continue the game. Without these, you'd be so stuck that it'd be impossible. Like if you had no more gathers. We can also scrap drones, but at the moment we really wouldn't want to do that. So we're going to travel to here. Let's see. I think I already have all the drones set up, so we're just going to immediately board and see what's on here. Let's see. So we didn't get anything interesting. Let's see. Dormant drone found in room R2, updating schematic. So that's good. So we're going to try and head towards R2. I think that's actually the initial room. Infestation types detected. 1. So we have enemies to deal with now. Hull integrity good, age 25. Name lamplighter. Class salvage C, directive repairs and maintenance. Crew 6, hold unknown. I don't know if you've noticed, but we haven't really seen very many crew at the moment. Okay, so I have some fancy stuff set up from playing this. I can actually show you. If we go to alias, so these are a few automatic things I have set up, and I'm just showing you them so that way whenever I'm typing these things in, you know where they came from. And as you can see, so basically I have one that starts us off. End is what I go before exit. Tow to simplifies the towing, so that way I can just go, hey, go to this room. In fact, actually I should change it so that way that I can actually tell them to navigate to a room, tow something out of there. And then get lets me just type in gather all a little bit quicker. So I'm going to go ahead and use begin. 3 for some reason didn't go. That's interesting. Let me... Huh. I thought I had this saved. Here, I'm actually going to just tell this navigate all. That just navigates through the door. I'm also going to change this one so that way it's a little bit more consistent. Save. Okay. So, we can drive around a little bit. And this is how I just like to visually check the room. And apparently the next drone is named Rick. So I'm going to tell 3 to navigate to R3, and now we're going to get to see the other upgrade we have that I haven't used at all yet. Motion. Now, hopefully. All right. So, yeah. As the strategic, can I actually turn those off? I don't like those, because I know the game well enough to not need them. Yeah. Disable those. Thank you. So we heard enemies in R2. Now, something to know is that if I move R3, he's going to have to reset. And we also know that D4 is safe. So I'm going to go ahead and tell 1 to navigate to R4. So we're going to do sort of some fancy stuff. In fact, so my goal is to herd whatever is in R2 out. So I'm going to type get. And it is not wanting to move. Oh, there we go. Okay. So we quickly shut the door behind it. And then we navigate 1, whoops. Navigate 1 to R2. So I don't know why. I don't know if I actually mentioned this already in the video, but I don't know why I thought of this game, but for some reason I really wanted to play it. So here I am playing it. It's a really fun game, especially if you're into the whole typing in the console thing. It's a really fun game. Otherwise, I could see it getting old very quickly for some people. So I want to see. So he has some additional stuff on him. Trap is actually very helpful. We have really good motion. So I'm gonna tell Totu, and we're gonna work on some. Whoops! That was very mean of me. So we're gonna shut all of these doors, and you can actually do all of those in the same command. And then what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna open up these doors. And what we're doing is we're waiting for enemies to hopefully wander out of those rooms. Here's the thing. They're not guaranteed to do that. And it especially depends on which infestation type you have. And as I said, they're extremely deadly. Effectively, for most of them, if they look at you, you die. So, is it looking like there's anything in particular? One to R3. Whatever we caught down in room R5 might be the only thing that's in here with us. I'm a little bit worried to do this, but I'm gonna tell 1 to navigate to R4. This is a game that rewards patience. Now we could set down a lure, but unfortunately I have it on my guy who's doing the motion, and we're getting so much intel that I don't really want to move him. Ooh, this is... Okay. So it looks like... Whoops. Oh well, I can just tell it to do it twice. So it looks like that's it. I think that means that we've scavenged everything we can out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and tell them, yeah, end. Now, we could try and kill... We technically have ways to kill that one enemy. If it was a... Depending on what it was, it could be worth it, but I think for the moment we're just gonna avoid confrontation. Okay. We're gonna shut the door behind us, and then we're gonna go exit. So that was a second successful mission. Probably I'll go a little bit longer on this episode than what I normally would. Let's see. Let's not move yet. So what I'd like to do is we're gonna fix up. Look at Rick. Rick has. All right. I'm actually gonna move Rick up to here. We're going to move some stuff around. I think this is. Yeah, this looks right. I don't think I actually want to take everything off, but so we're gonna take these off. I'm gonna put this on here. So this is generally how I like to set up my drones. 3 is like a sensor drone. 1, whoops. Let's see. 1 becomes my do the stuff drone. Interface is very helpful. That'll allow us to do some fancy stuff. Except I didn't mean to give you that. I meant to give you that. Okay. And then we can put this in this. So this is our offensive drone, I guess is a good way to put it. And then we're actually going to have to repair Rick. So we could repair him all the way. I don't think we should do that necessarily, though. I'm going to do this 9 times. Just so we save a little bit. But I definitely want to fix him up. Let's see. And having 4 is so helpful that I don't want to strip him down for scrap. Let's look at... So it will warn us whenever these... See? So that's getting a little bit more worn out. This is getting a little bit more worn out. So it looks like soon we're going to have to make repairs on those. And if you look, it costs 10 currently to repair it. And that cost gets worse as it degrades. I don't necessarily know if it's better to wait. I'm tempted to get these magnetic clamps. Because those make these really useful. But you know what? There's already 50 on there. I don't think it's worth it for the moment. Yep. Okay. So we're going to go here. Government C, infestation types. Okay. Oh, and since I reset... that's actually going to make things a little bit easier for me. So once you reset it, essentially you accumulate knowledge, I guess. It's one way to look at it. Let's see. So I think, yeah, this is what we want to do. And we're going to go with these guys. Some of these ships can be larger, too. Ooh, okay. So, initial vessel report, scanning, scrap found in R2, updating schematic, infestation types detected. 1. Hull integrity good, age 16. These are really young ships, and they can get very, very old as we continue. Name, Large Emerald. Class, Government C Directive. Prisoner transport. Crew 10. Hold personal... Excuse me. Hold personal effects. 76,595 communications found in archive. 64,400 excuse me, corrupted. Begin communication. Did message to engineer deck C5. Recipient EC some email. Brian, I need your guys to check out the receiver and transmitter units. We've not redacted up anything solid since 60600. Just static and pitch frequencies. Looks like it might be a tech issue. Reset the system. Make sure it's not a comms bug. Redacted now ASAP if you find anything, John. So, oh, this is really interesting. That's also where our fuel is. That's somewhat unfortunate. So let's see. Come on, number 2. You can do it. Ooh. And all of the drones also have like their own vision, which is a nice little touch. Looks like 2 had a hard time getting to the generator. Brendan? Not Brendan, Brendan. Let's see. I kind of want these guys to just look around. Come on, Rick. Ooh, okay. So, I'm gonna... Unfortunately, we don't have a scan, which would allow us to not have to do this whole looking around with our eyeballs. But we have a console here. So if I go... I'm spelling interface wrong. So we can do ship scan, defense, and interface list. The last one just gives us the list that we already see. So let's do ship scan. Oh! So it seems that we now know that there's a defective drone in R5 and a defense system in R6. This is very interesting. So if we turn the defenses on, looks like there's an enemy in there. So it killed one enemy. And this also means that we can probably get a look at them. Now we do have to be careful because the defenses don't pay attention to who's wandering in there. It doesn't care whether you are friend or foe. Let's see. So we're going to wait just a moment. And as I said, so the thing is that normally I start doing poorly in this game when I lose my patience. And especially as things get more difficult. And that becomes like harder and harder to do. I wonder... Ooh, nice. Okay. Well, not nice. So effectively what we know is that obviously that room is safe. I'm going to do defense, and I'm actually going to do something else. I'm going to give Holly my interface. I think that'll make things a little bit easier. Let's see. So, so looks like we have robots. Oh, and I should also go ahead and navigate 1, 2. If you're playing this game, you can hit the single colon to do that to rooms, to R4. And also type get again. Okay, and I'm gonna do something not super safe. I need to tell it, hold on, I need to tell it who's navigating. That's the other thing, is that some of these have like particular ways you need to put them in, which is fine. So luckily there are no enemies. Oh, okay. Nice. Actually, well, initially, so speed boost is awesome. Like, it's a really, really good one. But scan is actually the thing I'm gonna take. D4. Navigate. Let's see. I guess we can go ahead and move this guy in there into R5. And I'm gonna just move Holly out of the way. D10. I'm gonna tell 1 to navigate to the door. And I'm gonna swap on, oh, I actually have to, dang it, I always do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the speed boost on them so we have it, and if we look, it so you can hear it's a slightly higher pitch motor now, and it's a significant boost. Combined with, let's see. So we have power down in this room. Don't we have sensors? Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So a sensor acts like the motion thing, but so on those yellow rooms mean that it's inconclusive. Whenever we did the motion, unfortunately, I should have talked about that while I was going through that. But that means that it's inconclusive. That doesn't mean that there's not anything there. That means that we don't know what's there. Sensors are something that you place down, and now it will effectively act as the motion sensor, but it doesn't. How to put this? But it doesn't require it to already be set up, I guess. So I'm gonna have. I'm just gonna tell one to navigate back to R3. I'm gonna open up D3. Now I sort of have to think about this. We're gonna close D4. I'm gonna tell 3 to navigate down to R7, and I'm setting some stuff up for the next thing we're gonna do. I think I'm gonna have to close D8. And I'm gonna have to preemptively open D7. Ooh. Close D5, close D10. Type in motion. Oh, okay. This actually tells us quite a bit. Ooh. Okay, now unfortunately, the robots don't like sensors. So while we can kill him though. Okay, this is interesting. In fact, we have multiple ways to kill him, but I'd like to use the defensive system to kill them. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive. Actually, I can go like. So they will attempt to drive their. Oh, come on. There we go. Horror. And the fortunate thing is that this also gets us a little bit extra resource. Delicious resource. There we go. All right. Turn the defenses back on. Unfortunately, lures actually wouldn't help us in this situation. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and open up D2. I'm pretty sure it's safe. So navigate 1 to R6. And there should be some extra resources in here. Ooh. Also, let me see. Also, so let's see. I'm gonna drive. We should be fine, but we're not guaranteed to be fine. Okay, so if I type in scan, it's gonna scan the room, and that can potentially get us extra resources. This is a really good run. We're starting off with a really, really good run. Navigate 1 to R2, and actually, we have cleared the floors. I meant to type in open all. I thought I typed in get. There we go. All right. So this is a really, so we're starting off well, but this game can end very quickly. And I think we're starting off with some of the easier enemies. Okay. Hit end. And once all of these guys sort of file out, yeah, I got the speed boost upgrade. We're actually probably going to take that one off and save it for later because it's just simply so valuable. And we're going to exit. All right, so this has been some very successful missions. Let's see. And as you can see, our sensor, we used it once and it's now deteriorating. That's great. Okay. We got 11 scrap out of that. Oh my god. We're doing really well. Let's see. I'm gonna pop this off before we go. I'm also gonna pop this one off. Wow, this is a good setup. You're not guaranteed a setup as good as this. Let's see. In fact, I'm going to heal Rick all the way up. And we could give him a boost, but that's a lot. Like, effectively, if we go down to Sensor, we'd effectively have to use all our current scrap to repair Sensor. Now, we don't need it, but it is really good in combination with motion. Is there anything else? Let's see. I'm just gonna look over. We might have to upgrade Scan, and actually, since Scan gets us extra resources, that'd be valuable to try and keep. So, because of that, I think we're not going to do anything with our scrap at the moment, but that is the end of the first episode of Duskers. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.